FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried was the largest donor to the Democrat Party, second to George Soros, for the spurious 2022 midterms. Nearly $40 million, which reportedly came from crypto donations to Ukraine. FTX was partnered with the World Economic Forum as one of Klaus Schwab's stakeholders. FTX's founder reportedly used a secret backdoor to steal over $1 billion from the customers of the now defunct cryptocurrency exchange. But there's more to the story than Sam Bankman-Fried and a money laundering slush fund for the failing Democrat Party. The CEO for FTX was Caroline Ellison, whose father is Glenn Ellison, head of the MIT economics department. Glenn Ellison hired Gary Gensler to head the cryptocurrency department at MIT in 2018. And in 2021, the Biden administration nominated Gary Gensler as the chair of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, who has been laser-focused on gaining control of cryptocurrency. While the SEC has been routinely combative towards cryptos, they have treated FTX like family, causing many to argue that FTX was being groomed and set up by the SEC to monopolize the crypto market.
FTX was an exchange that had a bright sheen on it. It was led by a CEO that was often on Capitol Hill and being photographed with regulators and lawmakers. And so there was this sense that the exchange was very buttoned up.
Cryptocurrency has the potential to strip power from the central banking system, and that makes it a major threat. As this story unfolds, don't be surprised if this mess becomes the catalyst for government overreach into cryptocurrencies.
The Journal reporting the CEO allegedly using customer money from FTX to fund risky bets at his other company, a hedge fund called Alameda.
Many people believe that this will definitely set back the crypto industry for years.
You know, this is a tale as old as time to some degree. Some young, charismatic guy in Bermuda shorts with the floppy hair charmed the 20 best investors in the world.
Rebecca, the big question here, was this a mistake by the founders or a crime?
Well, that's a question the regulators will ultimately have to answer here.
Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese.
Exactly. You see exactly. It's exactly my point. Welcome back, amazing and beautiful people. Oh, the feedback is very weird today. Just back from El Zonte, the Bitcoin city in El Salvador, meeting with great people. My network of digital nomad, some of them we hadn't seen in about like the last 3 years. So things are not going back to. We are actually in a renaissance, a full renaissance of decentralized, self-managed, self-organized people who wants to have not only freedom as a right, but freedom as a responsibility. Individuality and collectivity should work together, not one over another, okay? So I'm your coach AF, Alexandre Frédéric Joly. Today, November the 16th, 2022. This morning, this is an editorial about starting to link, connecting the dots of every novelty, everything that we do together towards, a lot of people call it the future of work. Some people, they call it the new economy. Whatever you call it, it's from now to new, okay? And new, it's kind of, for me, it's a net engagement towards our new ways of doing things. And again, I don't want to brag, but I was Agile before Agile Manifesto exists. And I was an early adopter. I was there in Vegas, meet those bunch of great geeks that introduced me to the blockchain protocol technology. And moreover, it was the Bitcoin, the first blockchain. That was back in 2009. So ever since then, I understand the importance, not just as a commodity or not just as a token, No, this is the real McCoy. Bitcoin has become a commodity, according to Michael Saylor and stuff. And I would like to thank Greg Gies from the Gies Report. That was the video at the intro that we just showed you to put the table of this editorial. And for those who prefer to have a more meaningful tutorial, because today it's editorial, and then we are back this Friday at 12 noon Eastern with the Friday Live Agile, I think episode 92, and we're going to talk about the benefit of SCRUM and SCRUM with blockchain product development and this blockchain protocol. So of course, here today and Friday, when we talked about crypto and agility and business agility, I'm not here to give any financial advice or anything. But of course, today it's a editorial and I'm not adding it. The FTX is a scam, was always a scam since its inception in 2019. I never trust any exchange, by the way. And by the way, for all other Bitcoiner out there, have you got your cold storage coin, a real coin, to preserve your things? So I've got many of them on sale with my website and the Pine Common of Rumble and YouTube. I'm going to put my link. And when you use my link, you're going to have a 10% rebate plus a couple of Satoshi into your account. And we're going to both get some Satoshi. So that's the best way to preserve your asset and to be ready for using Bitcoin as an exchange, as an alternative exchange. So, of course, when something like this goes into the news, it's a problem reaction solution because, of course, the central bank is very worried about this. So I should have put out one of the graphs that we said, like, iTunes is a bad idea for the record company. The internet was a bad idea for the newspaper. The CD was a bad idea for the vinyl, but today that's a funny thing because the vinyl is even worse. But so of course, cryptocurrency is not only a bad idea for the central bank, the controlled central bank, but it's also a bad idea for what they want to push into your throat again in the coming 24 months, which we call CBDC. Central bank digital currency. So be very careful. Digital currency is not a cryptocurrency. A cryptocurrency, it's a private exchange peer-to-peer where you become your own bank when you own your asset and it's inseizable. And by the way, on Friday, we should maybe start the show with a definition of the blockchain and a smart contract, okay, with the late John McAfee. It's too incredible because we have to go and start there. And then after, I will explain from my experience and mini labs helping a lot of startup and DeFi. DeFi stands for Decentralized Finance. But this morning, I would like to make a statement, and it's only me. It doesn't represent Agile Lounge for Business Agility or any other company that I partner on. And we give from free to donation assistance and facilitation for you to get your Bitcoin wallet and your own node. I won't train on any exchange anymore. Sorry about that. I don't know what's when you wear black sometimes with an HD camera. Yes, so of course we have. I am an amateur podcaster, but to tell you the truth, and as you know, I'm a professional business coach, executive coach, and business agility coaching. And you'll see, like, a lot of people will also ask me, like, oh, why are you putting this into your LinkedIn, into your professional channel of Rumble and YouTube about if you're supposed to talk about only Scrum, DevOps, all of these software technique of agile software development, and also the business agility aspect. Like, well, but that's the thing. That's the thing. The novelty and the innovation in the world and the blockchain, the first ever blockchain, which is the Bitcoin network with the Bitcoin as an asset, was the first invention from the people, by a bunch of programmers. It doesn't come from, and you will hear probably more in detail on Friday in the intro, but you have to understand that all of this started as a movement to create an exchange, give opportunity to the bankless to have the means of exchanging money and do some transaction, because in many countries, okay, get out a little bit of your little comfort zone of North American and European. Okay, there's another. If you travel the world like me, and if you work around the world like me, you probably know. Thank you, Sarah, for the tips. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to do like her, of course, all the links are in the description, especially on Rumble. So she just gave me a cafe. Thank you so much. Cheers to you, Sarah. And and the Scrum beer is coming next week, exactly a week. We still have place left. Again, the link are in the description for the Scrum beer that we're going to gather and in person give thanks to Scrum. So it's next Wednesday in Montreal, Quebec, at the Pub du Quartier Latin. So I'm welcoming you, and we still have place left to the Scrum user group of Montreal. So that's the thing. So when people like always telling me, why do you do things like this and blah, blah, blah. And so what does Bitcoin and cryptocurrency have to do with business agility and even like conscious leadership? But yes, that's the thing. We talk about new ways, uncovering new ways from the now to the new, building up this new economy, this new society that we wish that it's going to be more self-organized, self-managed, and respecting one another, and explicitly practicing the freedom, because our birthright is to be free. That's it. That's all. And Agile is not a socialist movement that should counter this capitalist movement, but we could put into some kind of people first with consciousness, elevate ourselves to another level. So this is why FTX, for me, it's an Hegel equation that you create a problem, as Guy explained in the intro of this podcast live streams. And a lot of people now digging, and even the mainstream media will have to face it and to recognize that Bankman-Fried was actually used, even if he didn't know. But now he is hiding in the Bahamas, and he'd like to flee in Dubai. So it says a lot, and we have proof of him on video on many other of my. Unfortunately, for now, they are my late colleague. I don't want to make business or any networking with any of it. And by the way, in Salvador last week, before I came back, this is what they were talking about. A lot of people were saying like, oh my goodness, all of these shitcoin, let's admit it, it's mostly people with shitcoin, like the Solana, it's crashing. And of course, all of these shitcoin and other coin that are not Bitcoin will probably crash among the course. So that was part of the plan too. But Bitcoin, forget about it. We are 300 million users right now, okay? And we have about 15 million token and circulation. And we already exchanged it. Like all the weekend, I did pay with my crypto, everything at El Zonte. Everything. The only thing I couldn't pay with my crypto yet, with my Bitcoin, should I say, was my flight ticket to Salvador. So that being said, it's the true revolution. And the big mistake, again, like any movement, now we are probably in the phase of the Bitcoin adoption to democratize it a little bit, especially with the big fury during the pandemic when it go up to $60,000 a coin US. So people rushed over it because they were thinking to transfer it back to a fiat money. So that's a big mistake, guys, because it has been created by the collective. My opinion is Satoshi is a collective, a secret anonymous collective, because every time you touch something about the central bank that control our lives for at least French Revolution, so at least the last 3 centuries, and those family in control, they want to control, they want to still make their Ponzi scheme. So for me in 2019, when I saw this FTX, and by the way, next one is Binance. If you are using Binance and an exchange, get the F out of here. Get the F out of here. Use alternative node and Lightning Network to create your exchange and transfer your fiat money into your Bitcoin. get out of any exchange right now, because this is a prelude. They use the FTX crisis and this goofy fried guy he's fried, that was close relationship and donation. So we have proof of him on many podcasts of the Bitcoin community and crypto community and even mainstream media. We see him with Tony Blair and the ex-president Clinton, Bill Clinton, at the World Economic Forum. So clearly, if he didn't know, it was used to create this problem and for, of course, the Federal Reserve and the other American institution to ask for a solution of more regulation on something that should be independent, self-organized, and private. Because this is the three pillar of what is the blockchain with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So, and all the other tokens are noise. It's a play of little game of little boy and girls that don't know what to do. When I'm in Tulum, it's always like this. You have this maximalist Bitcoin like me who believe in the exchange and the empowering of people, okay, with creating smart contract back with Monero. And you have all of those people who just want to trade and see it as a commodity and an innovation and make money out of it and buy themselves a Lamborghini or give $40 million for the midterms to the Democrat Party, like Friedman. So it's like a conflict of interest. For me, it's a total scam on the financial level, but it's also manipulation that will be used, okay, against the movement of decentralized finance. So we have to be very careful right now, and how much this will go into a witch hunt. And on the financial fraud itself, I think all of those who are sponsoring FTX, even the alternative movement, should be accountable for the billions and billions of dollars lost by those people who've been misled. And yes, there's a lot of Ponzi scheme within the cryptocurrency, but rest assured that a real Bitcoiner like me that believe in the freedom of movement, freedom of choice, who is a self-managed advocate, all right, for you to make a decision, and we charge nothing to help you get your real wallet that fit your purpose and everything. And you have to be into this mindset of the movement. You have to read the manifesto, the white paper from Satoshi, to understand the why and how we do this. We do have the Bitcoin. And this is, again, in 100 years, the first technological innovation that was not created in a lab of the CIA, of the FBI. It's something truly come from the people who had enough of having their assets seized, having their things. So of course, everything could be good or bad. I hear right now, probably in the comment below, oh yeah, but with Bitcoin, we could purchase arms, drugs, and do things and it's secrets. Yeah, well, do you think that before the cryptocurrency, before the Bitcoin, that money, the US dollars as the world-based currency, was not used to arms dealer and child trafficking and so on and so on? So you have to be very careful because there's always a way. And do you think like the CBDC, of course, for you and I, it will be a perfect, complete control from the states and the corporation over us in terms of our privacy and liberty of choice and movement, and how they will control us towards a social credit card, maybe. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. And then again, my opinion on my own, myself, Alexandre Frédéric Joly, okay? Not from Agile Lounge, not from any partner that I work with. And rest assured, my friend, a lot of people didn't believe me when I talked about a lot of things that happened in the last 3-4 years. And you will have to say no to this currency, this digital currency offered by the Bank of London, the Bank of Canada, because there will be the two sets to prepare that. So everything that is in the planning and the perspective of changing the world for a more central plan and a more control over our decision making, for me, it's bad. Because I don't think as an individual, yourself, myself, we are here to being told what to do. If you'd like to be in that spirit and you'd like to be submissive, be my guest, but don't be my friend, okay? Because I don't want to surround myself with cowards, with spineless people who are dependent people. I don't want dependency. I don't want dependency, not even interdependency. When I heard those terms, even in business, it disgusts me. We have to be surrendered by high potential and high capable people who wants to achieve something for the greater good above and beyond ourselves. And I see in the blockchain revolution, this application could be into also preserving our digital identity, because mark my word, in the next 7 years towards 2030 and beyond, we won't escape it. That's the kind of natural evolution of the evolution of technology. But again, every tools, because the technology is a tool, every technology could be used for good or for bad. It's up to us to make sure that it's come with principles and value that preserve the common sense, the greater good, and the collaboration that we could have between us. So that's, for me, the bottom line of the collective. It's mostly towards the collaboration, the solidarity, and even at some point, charity, that people forget what it is, to help one another when we are in needs. But it's not to always feed you like the central planner, the central banker want to do. They want to calm you. They want to make you in a stasis that you never have to struggle and you get everything for free. But in fact, you are completely controlled. You became a consumer slave. They will tell you and they will direct your choice and your way of living. So that's not correct. Even if you won't need anything and you'll be happy, that's what they say. Well, philosophically speaking, it's true, but materialistically speaking and spiritually speaking as well, there's a loss of connection of your own homework, your own independence. You are a unique being. Your eyes, your fingerprint, everything in your DNA, it's unique, even if you look alike others. So don't become a clone. Don't become just a number, okay? Express that uniqueness and creating something, and sometimes, yes, co-creating something in collaboration with a group or a community. This is important, and this is exactly the point. This is what I've seen in the last 4-5 days in El Zonte, this community of digital nomad that now they thrive into a Bitcoin city. That was amazing to pay everything with my wallet, crypto, and Bitcoin. That was amazing to see a sane debate between Ethereum and Bitcoin, and how we should reactivate the Monero network for the smart contract and the digital identity that should use the blockchain and a decentralized depository and everything. So once again, what's going on in the news right now, the FTX is a pure scam financially. Yes, I agree. But it was made up. Does the Bankman-Fried knew it? I think so. That's why he's hiding right now in the Bahamas, waiting to extradite himself in Dubai, because in Dubai, they don't have any agreement with the U.S. State Department for, how do you call it again, extradition. So once someone do that, it's because he's well aware that, and probably his donation to the power at B in Washington was not enough to protect him. They just use him. Whether he has a lot of knowledge about the scheme that he was in or not, the after effect will be this request from the White House and other bodies to have more regulation and more control on cryptocurrency. And of course, they will pinpoint at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the real McCoy. Bitcoin is untouchable. And this is what I try to touch, because now when they don't have any individual to go after, they will use those crises. And to tell you the truth, we're going to see in the next month to come a lot of those shit coins. Now it started with Solana, but probably the Dogecoin and all that shit, EXP, RXP, whatever, and everything that BlackRock and other financial institutions start getting in, that will probably create a kind of whatchamacallit, a pushback and a cancellation of those coins. And as an Highlander, the 1980s movie with Christophe Lambert and Sean Connery, it's only one that will stay alive and standing, and it's the Bitcoin. And about regulation, don't get me wrong. I think we have to protect the consumer, yes, but and the philosophy of a more self-organized society, I think each community, you have to be responsible. So here's the thing. So that's why I'm telling you, a cold storage, it's your responsibility to act freely within the Bitcoin to protect yourself, to protect your asset. So that's why if you don't have a cold storage, if you think that because you have a wallet that includes an exchange like Coinbase, get out of Coinbase, because they give all your information to the government, and the government might try to ask you a lot of questions, especially if you're more than $10,000 investment into the Bitcoin. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation according to the principle and values of the creation of that Bitcoin, that was to separate ourselves from the central banking and also the central regulator. But then again, if you want to protect yourself and that philosophy, you are responsible. And you have to make your own security. You have to protect your 12 words or phrase or keychain in a proper way. And this is the thing. A lot of people came to me, especially in the last 2 years. They say, I've got some Bitcoin with that guy. I said, no, you don't have any Bitcoin. If you don't have your 12 words or your phrase, okay, and maybe the next level cold storage I show you, you don't have Bitcoin. Those Bitcoin are managed like an asset, and you are not protected. So this is how the regulator, with the democratization of the Bitcoin, they go after that movement. They don't tell you, but the mean for them is to make sure that this new ways will be regulated. And then they try since 2014 to make more regulation. Some of it are kind of good, but it's touched only on those asset investor firm. I couldn't care less, because for me, I just want to exchange with people who don't have a bank account, but they have a Bitcoin wallet into their phone, like I experienced in Salvador, like often you could experience in Playa del Carmen and Tulum, and some countries in Africa and everything. And now that's why they came up with this idea of a digital currency. And they tell you in your face, it's going to be a central banking digital currency. So it's all diluting. This is the counterattack through that revolution of privacy, blockchain, freedom of exchange, freedom of choice against. So this is the split. This is the split in every aspect of our life about those who want to stay organic and decentralized and free and have the liberty of making their own choice, that also come with responsibility, be responsible, versus all of those who want to receive the spoon in their mouth, shut up, submit, be controlled in a centralized, planned, smart city. So your choice is in between those two. Either you learn in a community how to grow your own food, how to make some exchange with games, with crypto, and you create those network, those community of in-person and real life, and you move away from this kind of digitalization. Digitalization is good. I believe in it at some point, but you have to be controlled by you. We are responsible of making the grid for ourselves, by ourselves, not becoming slave of someone else's plan and grid. So that's my say. So that's why you could hear a lot of things in the next coming weeks, especially if they arrest this guy. They're going to be a lot of and remember one thing, when the mainstream media go crazy about a story, and listen to them, it's always about programming you, making sure that you're gonna also request more protection because someone who was working or with someone representing that exchange, or someone who lost money. It's billions of money for millions of people that thought they have an asset in crypto. And it's not just Bitcoin, because FTX was trading all of the shit coins as well. So a lot of people think that they have a diverse digital portfolio of investment. Now it's gone. Boom. Okay. But the same thing could happen if you go to any bank or any financial institution with your CPGP and all of these things. They could crash it and seize it. And with the Bitcoin, if those people who have been responsible, having their own wallet with their own security node, and keychain, and even better, a cold storage, well, they won't have lost anything. So that's the thing. So be independent, be free, and so on. So that's it for this morning. I hope you like it. If you like it, please smash that like button if it's not done already, and put me in the comment below what your thought about it. Do you really think that FTX shebang and bankruptcy will be used like against the Bitcoin movement, the blockchain revolution for decentralized finance? And if you're not, especially on Rumble, so give me some love to help me grow, and subscribe, hit the notification bell on YouTube and Rumble, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. This Friday, we're gonna do a more practical business agility and tutorial. Today was an editorial about my perspective on what's going on using that really recent company of about 4 years old that was pushed and publicized by too many people for my taste. Yeah, really, it was, for me, it's clear that was not that. As soon as I saw that, like Binance, the same thing, Coinbase, Crypto.com, maybe the next one. So if you are on any of those platforms, by self-managed trading, or by someone who put you onto one of these exchange, get out of there right now. And even ShakePay, I will have to do some research. Maybe ShakePay is not the proper one for Canadian. And I think the best way now to get your first Bitcoin will be with someone and the network providing you your first Bitcoin into your wallet with your own keychain. And we don't do anything for you. We are helping you only with the proper information directly from bitcoin.org. Go to bitcoin.org, read the 15 statement on the white paper, understand that, educate yourself. Don't go see a financial advisor. We are not. It's about exchanging, not your pension fund. So stop it with that, please. Okay? So on that, remember again who you really are. You are a beautiful person. You are a powerful person. And you are free to be whoever you wanted to be and to do whatever you wanted to do, but in respect of one another. And again, when you are beautiful and powerful, it comes with responsibility. So act accordingly. Cheers, and see you Friday for SCRUM with the blockchain.